Good evening, my friends. We are live. This is Live Free or Die, and I'm your host, Eli King. Thank you for joining me for another wonderful episode on this August 24th, 2013. For all those callers out there, give me a call, 212-245-7273. Let's get the call started right away because today's topic is very important. Today's topic is Obama is now funding Al-Qeada in Syria. Well, he was always funding Al-Qeada in Syria and always funding Al-Qeada in Libya, just like he's funding Al-Qeada everywhere, it seems like. But yes... It's getting there where they're moving warships now to the coast of Syria, and it's getting insane. But I have a video that I want to show from CNN. Basically, they break down in a small little excerpt there that how basically, they're weighing their options, basically. Should we ship in weapons or should we cruise missile the damn place, Syria? So let's just go to this video clip so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about.
The pressure, not just around the world, but up here on Capitol Hill and at the White House, is really stepping up in the wake of this video. Let's look at the possibilities out here as we bring in a map of Syria. First of all, there's a question of going on the offense. Could the U.S. flat out go in there with big-time military intervention with helicopters and planes and bombs and simply join the fight to make this thing come to a conclusion? That is not likely, simply because we all know, ever since Afghanistan and Iraq, the public sentiment for that kind of intervention seems to be quite low. Some people would like to see it, many would not. So what about the idea of going on the defense? What about taking weapons and saying, we're simply going to put some weapons in here and give them to the rebel forces so they can fight back more effectively? This is all complicated by the fact that big countries like Russia don't want to see any of that happen. But complicating this further is the activity of terrorist groups like Al-Qeada and groups like Hezbollah in here. And if you put weapons into this country, as we've seen many times in the past, there's no guarantee that they stay in the hands of the people you want to put them into. So that's very, very difficult in terms of the defensive approach. And then we come to what is probably the sort of the neither offensive nor defensive, but a little bit of both. The idea of a no-fly zone, which has worked in some areas, that would really limit the abilities of the Assad government to strike back against these other forces there. You could talk about small, limited no-fly zones in strategic areas or a big one over the whole country. But those really are the options right now, Jessica, and as always, they're complicated by the fact that we don't know which one of them would even work under these circumstances.
Well, there you have it. You heard it from the Communist News Network itself, the CIA News Network, whatever you want to call them, the mainstream lying scumbag media, which we don't watch, okay? But I just had to show you. I only watch it to critique it and to point out their lies and deception. But, this is why you're watching my show now, because you're tired of the mainstream media lying to you. You know deep down inside something is wrong. You know, you feel it, but you just don't know what it is. So you sit there and you just channel surf. You channel surf until you find a show like mine and you go, holy, that guy is telling the truth. And that guy knows what the hell he's talking about. Because you and I know if you have an internet source and you know Al-Qeada is being funded by the Obama administration. They were being funded by the Bush administration, and it's all a ploy, you see. It started out in Libya with the Obama administration, and this was predicted in the Obama Deception, the film created by Alex Jones. He clearly pointed out, him and Webster Tarpley, that Obama was going to move into Libya and take out Gaddafi, and then Al-Qeada was going to take in control so that later on we can move into Libya and say, look, Al-Qaeda's out of control. Now we got to go into Libya and, take care of Al-Qeada. But meanwhile, we put Al-Qeada in place, okay? And then we took all those Stinger missiles and we sent them to Syria, which they are now using in Syria to kill nuns, Christians, Catholics. They are throwing Christians off the roof. These are the same people who are the Syrian rebel forces. These same people. And, but that's fine, you see, because I know what's going on. I know that you're a liar. You're a fool, Mr. Obama, and you will not fool me or my audience because we know the truth, okay? This is why we move to impeach your ass, okay? These are the impeachment papers. I'll have them mailed to you, all right, you scumbag? But anyway, yeah, that guy just makes me just so sick, pulling the race card with the Trayvon Martin case. Meanwhile, thousands of black people have been murdered in Libya by Al-Qeada, okay? The same Al-Qeada forces that killed Ambassador Stevens are killing black people by the dozens in Libya today, okay? It's happening right now, okay? Little black children are getting shot in the head, bullets going through their their mandolins hanging off their face, their legs being blown off. You got them, their bleeding limbs, little girls crying and screaming for their mother. This is the people we are funding and supporting in Libya, Syria, and now in Egypt with the Muslim Brotherhood. You see what's going on there. The mainstream media gives you a total different story than what's really going on. And you need to look and think outside the box if you want to know the truth, basically. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. But anyway, so yes. Obama pulls the race card, all right? Says, I could have been Trayvon, we got to stop all these racial tensions. But Obama does not care about black people, okay? Obama does not care about black people. He's not black. He was raised by a gaggle of white women, damn it. He's not black, okay? I'm blacker than Obama, okay? Who else is black? Let's play the game. Who's blacker than Obama? Halle Berry is blacker than Obama. Who else? Let's just think of white people that are blacker than Obama. Because like I said, the guy's not black. The guy is a fraud. Actually, he is kind of black, being that his real father is Frank Marshall Davis. Okay, the communist from Hawaii who's also a poet. And, yes, so there you go. I mean, the guy's a total fraud. I know I'm going to receive a lot of flack for this from all you Obama-supporting sheep out there. Obama. I know you love him. I know you love him so much. That's your guy, right? He's the winner. All right, hopefully we will be taking phone calls in a little bit, but seems like we're having a technical difficulty again. But that's okay, you see, because I will keep moving. And speaking of racial tensions, actually, before we move on to the racial tensions, I want to talk about, let's move on to something else before we take phone calls. Richmond rally supports, actually, Mayor Bloomberg got these group of people together, this anti-gun group, and he got them all together in Virginia, and they set up this group, though, this rally to basically ban all guns, because guns are bad, guns kill people. Yes, guns wake up in the middle of the night when you're sleeping. They jump out of your gun safe or your drawer, and they go around and shooting people. They go boom, 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 like Fantasia. So this is why we must ban guns. Well, unfortunately, Mayor Bloomberg only got 15 people to show up to his anti-gun rally. Why would you hold an anti-gun rally in the heart of Virginia? Virginia is a gun state. Okay, and yes, that's like me holding a gun rally right here in Central Park. You know how many of you phony liberal Democrats would show up and protest against what I'm doing? But yeah, that's just the way life is, I guess. Yeah. All right. So yeah, Mayor Bloomberg, I cannot wait till you leave office, you dirty, despicable scumbag. If I would ever see you, I would smack you with a dirty tampon, you despicable son of a bitch. You are a coward, you are a treasonous thief, and if it was up to me, you would be tried by a jury of your peers, and the justice will be laid upon you, my friend, okay? Yes, I said you would be tried by a jury of your peers because that's what it states in the Constitution. See, I still abide by the Constitution, even though I want to tar and feather your ass, you miscreant, you little maggot. I would still give you a fair trial. Unlike they do to people here in New York City, where, you get no fair trial anymore. Basically, you get to hang there for about 2 years when, it states clearly in the Constitution you have a certain amount of time to convict somebody, the right to a speedy trial, the Sixth Amendment, damn it. But that doesn't exist anymore, you see. And if you try to defend yourself, that's a joke as well. They'll tell you, get out of my courtroom, you scumbag, or gag them, duct tie them, duct tape them. But you gotta stand fast. Just keep fighting the good fight. If you're in the criminal justice system right now on the defendant end, if you know what I mean, just don't give up hope. Tell your legal aid to do what's right, because most people have legal aids because most people cannot afford the attorney, the lawyer, and it is just a sad state of affairs. I was watching a documentary, Gideon's War, and it was about the legal aid system down in Georgia. And it was a despicable atrocity down there. I mean, these legal aids get stacked with about 100 cases. And most of these people are guilty, but you get the few that are actually innocent. And they get caught up in this justice system. And these poor kids end up going to jail for the rest of their lives because for a crime they did not commit. So we just need to, like I said, if you're caught in the criminal justice system, just keep fighting, man. Don't ever give up. Defend yourself if you have to. If the judge says you can't defend yourself, you tell him, yes, I can. You keep fighting anyway. That's how I came out of my mess, and this is why I do what I do now, because I went in a court of law, said I have constitutional rights because I was born in this country. I'm an American, you scumbag. And they tried to wave me off and said, no, you're not. No, you're not. Just eat it. That's basically what they do. They tell you to eat it and take your medicine and just, lay down. Lay down. That's all they want. They want you to lay down so they can put you in their system, their prison system that they built. And they get paid for to have your ass in jail. All right, moving on to my next story now. I'm just totally digressing. Is the media covering up the beginnings of a race war? No national debate over spat of black-on-white crimes. This is from Paul Joseph Watson and Alex Jones. Despite engaging in a seemingly endless, radically charged national debate about the Trayvon Martin case, the U.S. corporate media has shown no interest in reviving the obsession despite a spat of black-on-white murders. Yes. This guy, Chris Lane, was some white guy, I guess, from Australia. I'm not too sure. I'm skimming through the article here. And apparently the mainstream media reported on this and said 3 black teens who were bored decided to just go and shoot this guy. But according to the Facebook pages of these 3 black teens, it was actually a gang initiation, and one of the teens stated that he was going to get his revenge on these Woods, which is another word for the crackers or the white people, as they would say it, and that he was going to get his revenge on the white people because of the Zimmerman case, which Zimmerman is not even fully white, okay? His mother's a Puerto Rican, damn it. So they use this guy, they say he's white when he's in fact Puerto Rican, and they try to start a race war. But anyway, let me take your phone calls, 212-245-7273. Give me a call, 212-245-7273. I want to hear your point of view on this. I got the new headphones so we don't get the feedback, so hopefully we can hear you nice and clear because, hey, let me know how you feel. If you're on the other side of the fence here, if you don't agree with me, give me a call, tell me about it. I like to be challenged. So give me a call, especially if you're a Democratic liberal. I want to hear something. I want to hear this. But anyway, we got a call. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. How are you, sir?
Okay. So
All
I'm in agreement with pretty much everything you're talking about over here. But I think I'm like a generation ahead of you. I'm in my late 50s. And I would say back when I was coming up in the 60s and 70s, the race issue was certainly there, but there was a lot more consciousness around coming together in a profound way. And it did shift and change. And I think what happened was when Reagan got elected, that kind of like turned everything, the ideals and the values of the 60s and 70s got turned on its head. And we went back to the 50s with basically capitalism kind of rules the roost. And we have a whole generation that's grown up under that ethos, that value system where materialism is the end goal. So this whole thing about splitting the races apart does seem to be being orchestrated on a certain level with that, and I think it's being perpetuated by the fact that, and this is a layered problem, man. It's not like a singular thing. It's combined with the things I just spoke of, and the lack of music in schools anymore, where people don't even have access to live music. And so, I mean, rap comes along in the early 80s, late 70s, actually, and, it was kind of an interesting new concept, but then it combined with the digital age, which basically shot all music in the ass in a certain degree as far as its aesthetic value. But nonetheless, rap sort of ruled the day ultimately by the late 80s into the 90s and seemed to go more towards a violent type of thing and seemed to glorify all the worst aspects of ghetto life, which meant a whole generation started driving towards those values. You go to jail, you get props for that, you're pimping women, you're selling drugs. Those are all things to aspire to, it seems. So we have this whole gangster culture of somewhat that's, affected a certain segment of the black youth and certainly the white youth and all kinds of youth today. But hip-hop has really just kind of gorillaed the whole scene. And so you look at that situation where, where we're glorifying violence and we're looking for scapegoats because, nobody can get a gig and we're all kind of scuffling. And so it's kind of reverting back. And it's a sad thing because you said something early on in the beginning of this program that you're an American. You didn't identify yourself as an African American. And I think that's that's what's lost here, man, is that we're above all of that stuff. At least essentially that's what we should be, kind of striving towards as Americans, that we're all equal and the same, and we're trying to get to a hipper place than just thinking we're one thing or whatever. And the sad thing of it is that the true art form that was created by both black and white people in this country is jazz. And most Americans don't know anything about it because we don't teach our culture that we have, our commonality. And I think the forces that be, the military-industrial complex, they don't want that. And so the lowering of education standards since when Reagan got elected all the way up until today, the taking of music out of schools, not teaching our culture, and then all these ethnic studies that sprung forth because of that. And so anyway, I know I'm babbling all over the place, but this is like a layered issue that's gone over decades that you got to look at it in a historical sense. And I think young people in particular have been cut off from their culture, from their history because of the lack of education. And I know that that stuff has been purposefully done. And it's keeping us, finding less things that are common amongst us as opposed to, what really brings us together, man. And I can tell you, man, back in the 70s, this shit was much hipper. I'm dancing with a black woman. I call myself a white guy, but I'm a New York mutt. I've got a bunch of different things going on, but I look like a white cat, but I'm dancing with a black chick, 2 o'clock in the morning in an all-black club on a Wednesday night in the 70s, and I ain't getting no problems, man, because the shit was that much hipper. But anyway, I'm rambling. I just tell you, keep up the good work, man, and we just got to keep fighting the fight and trying to just, I think raise consciousness because that's where it's at, because there's a lot of people out there feeding on this shit too on both sides of the fence. I look at Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, and to me they're pathetic, they're really pathetic people. And I know, man, I mean the greatest shit that this country's ever produced has come from black and white people, man, and we really need to get onto that and really, start moving in that direction. So peace to you, brother, and keep up the good fight. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the call. All right, the guy makes some great points right there. That's why I let him ramble on for so long because the guy stole the show. Sir, you should have your own show. But anyway, the guy makes great points. I mean, this all goes back to the MTV culture, where they paid a bunch of rappers to make rap songs about them shooting people, shooting their homies, and selling drugs, and glorifying themselves going to jail, and make this all popular. This is why so many of our black youth are dead or in jail today. Okay, we have another phone call. Let's go to it. Caller, you are on the air.
All right, here we go. If you can hear me, I'm going to send this to you. The caller, he has made some very good points, but we know we better not get distracted. Since Barack Obama signed into law the National Defense Authorization Act, it doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. We're all under the chopping block of being killed in this country under this tyrannical, clearly tyrannical, and one world order government. I mean, this whole issue of this race thing is ridiculous because black people as a whole, and I can say this because I'm African American, we're so busy killing each other, we don't have time to try to be involved in a race war. We have our own issues that we got to take care of. It's amazing how we can put this Georgia thing at the forefront, but when it comes to black on black, you don't even think somehow the so-called black leaders. So I should see a charity together at home. We need to start first cleaning up our own act. Okay, and stop killing each other, then I'm going to follow suit, I think. And as far as, this whole issue is concerned, we're both in the same boat, okay? Whether black or white, if you're poor, you're basically a nigger in this country, okay? So it's distraction that we need to, more or less take off the whole issue and look at the fact that, look, there's a rich conglomerate under this media, MEDIA, the most evil devil in America, media, that is being pushed by these rich people to do what? Overtake and kill us all because we come down to a class war in this country, this great country, where money is flowing, but you have a few people want to rule all the people of an imperial democracy. But you know what? We're giving it to them. Because while we're fighting and squabbling over crime, are you serious? You're not looking at the fact that I look at Barack Obama's freaking the black Damien Thorne, if you will. Because like I said, everything he's done has been anti-God, anti-Christ, and anti the Constitution of the United States of America. Okay? He's the one that shut down the like I said, the Wall Street movement. And it was working. He's been the one that has been eviscerating and killing off, the right to carry a gun. Look, guns are not the issue. When you put guns in the wrong hands, it becomes a weapon of mass destruction, if you will, for lack of a better term. But look, man, bottom line, black or white, Hispanic, what have you, if you're poor, stop fighting over crumbs and look at the real enemy who sits back and laughs at our asses because we're too damn stupid to recognize we do need to galvanize because in the end, when they come down, what's happening in Egypt is going to hit America. There's no getting around it. And see, me, I'm not going to give my gun to anyone. That's the bottom line. Because when they bring it, they're gonna bring it hard. They don't give a damn what your skin color is. But you better be able to fight. And this president, like I said, a lot of people feel like he's going, yes, we can. This bastard hasn't done anything. To be a smooth, slick-talking pimp for the right-wing, left-wing, Kentucky Fried Chicken wing, whatever wing it might be. So you keep doing what you're doing on your end, because like I said, it's needed. Take care, pal.
Thank you. I appreciate the call. The caller hit it right on the head, called him a Kentucky Fried Chicken wing. That's exactly what he is. And some people may think I'm racist, and the guy, I could tell he was black. He may be racist too. He's a black guy who hates black people. But anyway, that's another subject. We talked about that last week. But anyway, yes, I mean, the guy hit it right on the head, man. This nation is built on gangs, okay? The latter part, at least lately. CIA, they're a gang. The FBI, they're a gang. The correction department, they're a gang. We're just run by gangs. And we need to stand up and create our own gang, the gang of the constitutionalist, okay? Because that is what I abide by. See, because it's not about black, it's not about white, it's about red, white, and blue, okay? That the stuff that runs through your veins, okay? When you're raised as a little boy here in this great country, and like I was taught in my public school, surprisingly, they taught me how to be an American, how to what am I looking for? Just how to love your country, okay? How to just pay respect and pay homage to our forefathers. And there's just so much I'm missing here. All right, but we're running out of time. Really quick, last article. Add-in Salazar, Department of Defense Training Manual. Extremist founding fathers would not be welcome in today's military. Yes, the Department of Defense states the founding fathers will not be welcome in today's military. You see what I'm talking about? They are now degrading our founding fathers. They are now trying to take away our American heritage and say, if you believe in what George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin stated, if you believe what they believe, then you must be a terrorist. You must be with the Boston bombers. You must be with Al-Qeada. Okay? You think I'm exaggerating? You need to go look this up and understand where I'm coming from. They are coming from all sides. You got now the NSA. They're spying on all of us. This last article, right? This is really my last article because we got no more time. This is from the Dean's List, and he talks about the NSA taking over satellites. I view it. This is run by Lockheed and Elliot Bernstein through 2002 and 2004. They stole the Laurel satellite technology. Senator Al D'Amato was involved as well, and the NSA paid Google millions of dollars to take all your information when you're online, doing your little searches or whatever. This is what they do. They're paid millions to steal all your general information. Hit the outro music. We got about a minute left, and yeah, that's it, people. It was a great show today. Great callers. I thank you very much for watching. I thank you for listening, and oh man, join me every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York time for you simple-minded folks. No offense, I love you all. But anyway, I gotta go. I wish I can stay a little longer. If you want, write me on my P.O. Box, 37432 East 14th Street, New York, 1002. All right, people, that's it. God bless America. God save the Constitution. And if you have received this transmission, then you are the resistance. Calls, were they coming in a little clearer with the headphone action?
The first call came in with the second one.
Yeah, it was, but I heard them better with the headphones.
Did you?